He'll start with celestial navigation.
सर रजत सर नहीं आएंगे क्या अभी?
Rajat sir is down with COVID, so if he joins in after 2 weeks or so, तो तब तक I don't want your classes to suffer. So I want your syllabus to start and continue. So इसलिए I'm starting off with Captain Gurnani. So I'm hoping he'll become okay. So then he'll come in and he'll join in at that point only. Likewise, I am starting off on stability today, and whenever he comes in, then he will take over that this thing. Na? So we have that flexibility. So many people are available to teach the same subject. We have a backup for everything. ये और इंस्टीट्यूट्स में तो ये होता नहीं है. हमारे पास ये फायदा है ना कि इन ARI हमारे I've got two people for every subject. Like I can take two to three subjects at any time. Similarly, each one of us can take two subjects. हर एक कोई दो subject ले सकता है. So that advantage you don't get anywhere else in any other institute. That's the फायदा of coming to ARI. So that is the plan. So I'll start with stability today. जब तक चलता रहेगा, जब कैप्टन रजत आएंगे, he'll take over from that point.
सर बाबा सर का तबीयत कैसे है सर?
बाबा सर की वॉइस बैठी हुई है. He is taking a rest. He's not having fever. His voice has gone bad. So he's asked for rest for his vocal cord till Thursday, Wednesday. So Thursday say he's slowly going to come back. धीरे धीरे. So that way, that's the plan. ठीक है? Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
Yes, sir.
let's start with the stability today. So I am on chapter 1, that is density and relative density. Can you see my board?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. So please follow
Yes, sir.
along with me. Have your calculator with you so that calculations आप करोगे सारी. So we know our basic formulas now. I'm doing first. So the
गौतम माइक बंद कर दे यार.
density and relative density. That's what we're doing. So we know the first formula, which is our standard one. That is density is mass per unit volume. Density is mass divided by volume. So units of this will become tons per meter cube. So, and it can also be kg per meter cube. वो भी हो सकता है इसके units. So that is the other one. Then the second formula is relative density. So how do we define relative density? So it is the ratio of mass of any volume of a substance to a mass of equal volume of fresh water. So relative density is the mass of any volume, obviously of a substance. ये substance का होगा to a mass of equal volume of fresh water. So it is also called as the number of times a substance is heavier than fresh water. The number of times a substance is heavier than fresh water. Since it's a ratio, it has no units. Since it's a ratio, therefore, it has no units. And similarly, RD of a substance will be a ratio of density of a substance to a density of fresh water. Density of a substance to the density of a fresh water. Again, ratio है, so इसका कोई unit नहीं होने का. So generally, freshwater density or relative density, we call it as 1.00. Salt water density, we call it as 1.025 tons per meter cube, or density is 1.025 tons per meter cube. RD is 1.025 only. Fuel oil is generally in the region of 0.95, generally. Diesel oil is generally in the region of 0.88. And dock water is between fresh water and salt water. दोनों के बीच की होती है, उसको dock water कहते हैं. So it can be anywhere between this thing. So we can say it as 1.015, but it can be anywhere from 1 to 1.025. But generally 1.020 and above is called as salt water. Similarly, 1 to 1.005 is called as fresh water. That is how it is been this thing. Can I erase it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this was just basics. Now I'm starting off on the numericals. So if I say a tank has a volume of 400 cubes, I want you to find out how many tons of salt water, that is mass of salt water, that it can accommodate. mass of salt water. Salt water density not specified, it is to be assumed as 1.025 tons per meter cube. So
410.
410.
410.
So mass is equal to volume into density 400 into 1.025, and like what you're saying
410.
is 410 units will be tons of salt water it can accommodate. So very basic formula, starting point. अब धीरे धीरे ये टफ होता जाएगा. Example 2. A tank can hold 320 tons. So mass is 320 tons of salt water. Find out the same tank, how many tons of oil of RD 0.8 can it hold? There's a tank of salt water 320 tons, it can accommodate density 1.025. Find out how many, the same tank, how much oil of RD 0.8 can it hold? So calculate the volume from here. First,
249.8 tons.
Sir, 296.6.
296.6. नहीं
249.
312.19.
नहीं 312 भी
Sir,
नहीं आएगा.
312.
312 भी नहीं आएगा. भाई देखो एक टैंक है,
14.8.
एक टैंक है, वो उसकी वॉल्यूम यहां से निकालोगे, उसकी वॉल्यूम यहां से निकलेगी. तो सबसे पहले तो वॉल्यूम निकालो.
सर आंसर होगा 249.75.
Yeah, correct. But I want everybody else to get it also, not by hit and trial, but by logic. So
Yes, sir. 249.8.
yeah, so not by hit and trial. So basically you need volume is mass upon density. So mass is 320 divided by 1.025. ये इसकी वॉल्यूम हो गई, ये इसकी वॉल्यूम हो गई. अब ये वॉल्यूम को लेके इधर चलो, बिकॉज ये वॉल्यूम कांस्टेंट है. सो देयरफॉर द मास ऑफ ऑयल विल बी वॉल्यूम इनटू डेंसिटी, और वॉल्यूम इनटू रिलेटिव डेंसिटी एक ही बात है. तो 320 डिवाइडेड बाय 1.025, ये तो वॉल्यूम हो गई, इनटू डेंसिटी 0.8, ये मुझे मास ऑफ ऑयल देगा 249.75 or 78, somebody was getting
0.8.
0.8. Okay. So many tons of oil can be loaded in the same tank where 320 tons of salt water can be loaded. And the same way, if I ask you fresh water, वो भी आप निकाल सकते हो इसी तरीके से. Basically, टैंक एक ही है, लेकिन उसमें अलग अलग आप डेंसिटीज के अलग अलग लिक्विड्स आप उसमें लोड कर रहे हो. दिस इज एग्जैक्टली व्हाट हैपेंस ऑन टैंकर्स ऑन बोर्ड. हाँ जी
सर इसमें सी वाटर लोड होगा सर 312 और ऑयल लोड होगा 349.
349.
नहीं 249.75.
करेक्ट करेक्ट। जो जो ऑयल हो रहा है, सी वाटर हो रहा है, 320 टन लोड हो रहा है इसी टैंक के अंदर, और इसी टैंक के अंदर में ऑयल जो लोड हो रहा है वो 250 टन हो रहा है, और इसी टैंक में अगर फ्रेश वाटर होता वो डिफरेंट होता, और इसी टैंक के अंदर में डॉक वाटर होता वो डिफरेंट होता। सिमिलरली इसी टैंक में डीजल ऑयल डिफरेंट क्वांटिटी का लोड होगा, इसी टैंक में हेवी फ्यूल ऑयल किसी और टैंक किसी और क्वांटिटी का लोड होगा मैक्सिमम। ये फर्क है, वॉल्यूम सेम है। इज दिस ओके?
Yes, sir.
Anybody any doubt in this, any of this question so far? Okay. All right. We have a cylindrical tank 10 meters high. So cylinder है, cylindrical tank 10 meter high. सिलेंडर का रेडियस r होता है, and radius 3 meters. So height 10 meter, radius 3 meters. It is filled to an allege of 2 meters. इतना भरा गया है, तो ये इसकी अलेज हो गई 2 मीटर। दैट मीन्स इसकी साउंडिंग
8 meters.
8 मीटर्स हो गई, ये इसकी अलेज है। और आरडी ऑफ ऑयल इसमें जो डाला गया है वो 0.7 है।
सर आपकी आवाज डिस्टर्ब हो रही है।
मेरी आवाज में डिस्टरबेंस है?
हाँ सर, अभी सही हो गई।
ओके, लेट मी जस्ट पुट द माइक प्रॉपर्ली। ओके, हाउ डू यू हियर मी नाउ?
यस सर, क्लियर ना।
ओके,
Clear, sir.
Okay.
Loud and
So-
clear.
okay, so I want you to calculate the mass of oil in this cylindrical tank. So basically the volume of a cylinder is pi r square h. This is the volume of a cylinder, pi r square h. So this will be pi is 22/7, r square is 3 square into h. That means the quantum of volume of oil is what we are talking about. So that is 8. This is the volume of oil. But I want mass of oil. So mass will be volume of into density. So multiplied by 0.7 into density. ये मुझे मास दे रहा है।
So 158.4.
So the mass of oil is 158.4 tons.
Yes, sir.
ये समझ में आया क्या किया हमने?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So basically, I have calculated. अभी सब इस क्वेश्चन में तो नहीं पूछा गया, बट अगर मैं आपसे पूछता, what is the maximum quantity of oil that can be loaded in this? So that would have been pi r square into 10 into 0.7. That would be the maximum quantity.
मैक्सिमम के लिए सर 8 की जगह 10 डाल देने का है.
That's it. That would be the maximum quantity. 10 is the, यहाँ पे 10 आ जाएगा. That's it. ठीक है, is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. A rectangular tank which is measuring 20 meters by 10 meters by 10 meters has a ullage pipe which extends 0.5 meter above the tank top. Ullage pipe 0.5 meters above the tank top. If the tank is 98% full of fresh water, full of fresh water, find the mass of fresh water. So I want mass of fresh water. And I want the ullage. How much is the ullage? So basically, I want, so एक मेरा टैंक है 20 by 10 by 10. ये मेरा टैंक है, ये 20 है, ये 10 है और ये 10 है, और इसके ऊपर में मेरी एक अलिज पाइप है. ये मेरी अलिज पाइप है, ये 0.5 मीटर है अलिज पाइप. So what is the volume of fresh water basically that I'm looking at when it is 98% full? So volume of fresh water, 98% of the volume is what I'm looking at. So 20 by 10 by 10. So my tank is now 98% full. Now I want mass of fresh water when it is 98% full. So volume multiplied by 1.0, the density of fresh water.
196.
196.
196.
0.
196.
This is the mass of fresh water when my tank is 98% full.
Yes.
Now, what is the depth that this fresh water will hold? The depth of fresh water that I'll take when I'm 98% full. So the depth of fresh water will be 98% of 10 meters height.
No, 98. 9.8.
This will be the depth
Yes. 9.
that I will have. So basically, मेरा oil अगर यहां तक है, राइट, तो ये 9.8 है, यानी कि ये मेरी 0.2 की अलेज स्पेस है,
Yes.
राइट. अब what is my allege
So
from the top?
0.7.
Correct.
Point.
Because ये
0.7 sir.
0.5 मेरा साउंडिंग पाइप में है और 0.2 मेरा वैसे अलेज उसमें है, टैंक के अंदर फ्री हाइट है. सो माय टोटल अलेज is equal to the sounding pipe कह रहा हूँ, it should be allege pipe. So allege pipe plus the free height. So 0.5 plus 0.2 meter. So my total allege will be 0.7 meters. Agreed?
Yes.
अब यहां पे किसी को डाउट?
No sir.
इसी क्वेश्चन को मैं आपको उल्टा कर देता हूं. सपोजिंग मैं आपको क्वेश्चन में दे दूं दैट द टोटल अलेज इज 0.7. फाइंड आउट द क्वांटिटी ऑफ फ्रेश वाटर which is there in the tank, right? How will you do it? 0.7 आपको दी हुई है. That means you will calculate the free height. Free height will be 0.2. If free height is 0.2, how much is the sounding? Sounding is 9.8,
Points.
right? If sounding is 9.8, calculate the volume. So that will be 20 into 10 into 9.8. That will be the volume multiplied by 1, and that will give you the mass of the fresh water. Is that okay?
Yes.
So अगर मैं यहां से
Yes.
देता हूं तो आप उल्टा भी जा सकते हो. So don't get confused at that time. Just take care of the free height. How much is the sounding in the tank? 9.8. And then work your way backward. Is that okay?
Yes sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. इसमें कोई डाउट किसी को? क्लियर है? Okay. All right. So example 5. There's a rectangular tank 20 by 10 by 12 meters. How many tons of oil? Okay, now we are filling it up with oil. How many tons of oil? So the mass of oil is what is required. Of RD, 0.8 can it hold? Of 0.8 can it hold? If 2% of the volume of tank, 2% of volume of tank is to be left for expansion, find the final allege on loading. Find the allege on loading. So सबसे पहले तो वॉल्यूम ऑफ द टैंक निकालते हैं. The maximum volume of the tank, that will be 20 into 10 into 12. This will be the max volume of the tank.
4800 meter cube.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's 20 into 20. It's 20 into 20 into 12 is equal to 4800 meter cube. Now, the volume of the tank will be equal to the volume of the oil plus the free space or the ullage. The volume of the tank will be equal to the volume of oil inside it plus the ullage space. That is that. The volume of the tank is 4800 cubes. The volume of oil that I require is V plus the free space that I can use, that I have to leave, is 2% of 4800. That is equal to V plus 96. So the volume of oil will be 4800 minus 96. That is
4704.
4704. So many cubes. In such questions, please make sure you always write the units at the end of it. Don't forget to write the units. So if the volume of oil is 4704, now can you find out the mass of oil?
Three 3763.2.
3736.
This is, so मेरा पहला वाला part हो गया. This is the mass of oil that will be contained inside, leaving 2% of the volume of the tank for expansion. Now I'm looking for the ullage. How much will be the ullage? So what is the depth of oil or the sounding? So depth will be equal to 98% of the depth of the tank. ये हमने पहले भी किया था. The depth of the oil will be 98% of the depth. So 98% of 12 meters will be the sounding of the tank or the sounding inside the tank. So
11.76 meter.
11.76 meter will be the sounding of oil in this tank. If the sounding is going to be so much, how much is the ullage?
0.24.
0.24, sir.
0.24. Now, supposing in the same there was a sounding pipe of 0.3 meters, then the total ullage would be 0.3,
0.27.
0.55.
0.54.
54.
अगर मेरी साउंडिंग पाइप 0.3 मीटर की है तो मेरी टोटल अलेज बन जाएगी 0.24 प्लस 0.3 दैट इज 0.54. डू यू कॉपी दैट? इस क्वेश्चन में नहीं है, इस क्वेश्चन में कोई साउंडिंग पाइप नहीं दी हुई, बट अगर होती तो वो होता. दैट इज द वेरिएशन. मतलब मैं इसी क्वेश्चन को हल्का सा ट्विस्ट दे सकता हूं बाय गिविंग इट अ साउंडिंग पाइप एंड वो क्वेश्चन पूरा वो ट्विस्ट में चला जाता है. ठीक है, इज दैट ओके?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
कोई डाउट इस सारी चीज में?
Yes, sir.
क्लियर है? किसी को कोई डाउट तो नहीं है?
No, sir.
ओके, ग्रेट ग्रेट, वंडरफुल. All right. Last question. Same question as what we did earlier. Now you were supposed to leave. Same question as example 5. You were supposed to leave 2% of volume of oil loaded for expansion. Notice how the question changes. पिछले क्वेश्चन में 2% of the volume of space था, of the volume of the tank था. यहाँ पे 2% of the volume of oil loaded for expansion. Now find out the mass of oil and the ullage. Question बदल गया. 2% of volume of tank, 2% of volume of oil. फर्क है दोनों में. अब फर्क क्या है? Basically, volume of the tank basically is equal to volume of the oil plus the free space. So volume of the tank is 4800. Volume of the oil, supposing is V. 2% of the volume of oil loaded. 2% of the volume of oil loaded. 2% of V. ये समझ में आया? How it has changed? पिछले क्वेश्चन में it was 2% of 4800. इसमें it is 2% of this oil which has been loaded, volume. ये फर्क है. Is it clear? Yes or no? Do you want me to repeat it? I can do so. ये एग्जाम्पल 5 में किया था हमने. Volume 4800 was the volume of the tank. That was V plus 2% of 4800 किया था हमने यहाँ पे. इसमें हम 2% of V, ये 2% of volume of oil, वो 2% of volume of the tank for expansion. Two types of questions. They are left for expansion.
सर ये एक बारी थोड़ा डायग्राम बना के समझाएंगे प्लीज?
Diagram. See, you have to try and understand. The volume of the tank is 4800. Okay. तो अगर मैं, ये मेरा टैंक है, और मैं इसमें इतना लोड कर रहा हूं, तो यहां पे ये जो एक्सपेंशन के लिए मैं छोड़ रहा हूं, ये 2% ऑफ द टैंक है इस वे एग्जाम्पल में.
हाँ सर.
इसमें मैं 2% ऑफ 4800 कर रहा हूं, यानी कि आई एम लीविंग 2% ऑफ 12 मीटर हाइट. which is causing a
Yes, sir.
4800. एग्जाम्पल 5 में, और इसमें जो मेरी नीचे में मैंने लोड कर रहा हूं, ये मैं लोड कर रहा हूं, सपोजिंग ये V है, तो ये मैं 2% ऑफ V छोड़ना चाहता हूं इसमें. So there are two types of questions when we leave on tankers. We leave allege 2% or 2% of the volume that is loaded. You have to check that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
तो ये example 5 था. 2% of the allege, 2% of the volume of the tank, of the full volume of the tank. अगर 100 क्यूब थी मेरे पूरे टैंक की कैपेसिटी, तो मैं 98% लोड कर रहा हूं टैंक को, of the cubic capacity of the tank. This is, I am loading 98% of the volume of oil loaded. ये फर्क है.
So 94.1 tons is left for expansion.
Right. So this becomes 1.02 V is 4800, and so therefore V will come as equal to
4705.
4705.9.
Point
0.8.
eight. This is the volume of the oil that is being loaded. और यहां पे जो मेरी वॉल्यूम निकली थी, इधर में जो थी, वो थी 4707. Notice this is greater than this. The 2% of volume of oil loaded is always going to be lesser than 2% of the volume of the tank, because the volume of, quite obvious, volume of the tank is greater than the volume of oil loaded. Simple logic. So this will obviously be lesser than this, because the volume of tank is going to be the supreme. That is going to be more. एक बारी मेरी वॉल्यूम आ गई, I can calculate the mass of oil. That is this multiplied by the RD. RD is the same 0.8. So 3764.7 tons is the mass of oil. अब मुझे चाहिए अलेज, तो पहले मुझे साउंडिंग चाहिए. So depth of oil will be volume of oil divided by the area of oil, the cross-sectional area, the tank surface area. Volume of oil 4705.88 divided by tank cross-section, that is 20 by 20. This will give me the sounding of oil. .765 meters. This is my sounding. Therefore, free space or allege will be 12 minus 11.765. That is 0.235 meters. Again, if the sounding pipe was 0.3 meters above, then the final allege would be 0.235 plus 0.3. that would be 0.535. हाँ जी. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Is the pace all right?
Yes, sir.
Are you able to understand the pace?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what I want you to do now is, I want you to take exercise 1 as your homework. Okay, there are 10 questions in it. Please do the 10 questions. Practice them. Okay. All these questions have the solutions from these 6 examples. So you can always refer back to it. पीछे refer कर लेना examples को, in case you get stuck somewhere. But crucial point मैंने आपको बता दिया है. 2% of the volume of the tank, 2% of the volume of oil loaded. ये बेसिक जो है क्वेश्चन में जो गेम चेंजर है, एंड विच विल कॉम्प्लिकेट थिंग्स. तो इफ शुरू से ही क्लियर रखोगे अपने मन में कि 2% ऑफ द वॉल्यूम ऑफ द टैंक जो है, वो पूरे जो टैंक की जो वॉल्यूम थी 4800 उसकी 2% है, और वॉल्यूम ऑफ ऑयल लोडेड जो है वो 2% ऑफ वी है. ठीक है? इज दैट ओके?
Yes.
All right. Please practice exercise 1 and then we'll talk about it in the next class. All right. See you then. Bye.
Okay, sir. Thank
Okay,
you.
sir. Thank
Bye,
you.
sir.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you,
bye.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye. Bye.